interrupt our regularly scheduled programming to bring you this local Pueblo sports broadcast. This is CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves basketball on Fox Sports Pueblo, 1350. Let's head courtside and join the voice of the pack, Jim Brooks.
And thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Plachy Hall here on the campus of Adams State University here in Alamosa, Colorado. Thunderwolves on the road this weekend, taking on the Grizzlies of Adams State here tonight. Women at 5:30, men at 7:30. Teams have played earlier this year as we start to work our way back into the division opponents, the Mountain Division opponents this weekend. And this weekend, of course, it's Adams State, and tomorrow night will be at Fort Lewis. Earlier meeting this year, Thunderwolves had to come from behind to defeat Adams State. They trailed double digits in the first quarter before coming back and winning the ball game quite handily. But it was really a kind of a fourth quarter game for the Thunderwolves because early on they were struggling. And in the third quarter, they finally righted the ship, and in the fourth quarter, they put them away. But before that, the game was very much in doubt, and when you look at the standings this year, you're hard-pressed to figure out why that was the case on that evening. But Adams State 1-16 in conference play coming into tonight's game, 2-18 overall. Thunderwolves now in a tie for first place atop the RMAC Mountain Division with Mines, both sitting at 14-3. Overall, they're tied with Black Hills State, who's also at 14-3. So a nice little two-game cushion now for the Thunderwolves in the Mountain Division, and they know if they win their last 5 games, they're going to be conference champions. Destiny, they own it because they have the head-to-head victory over Black Hills State. And if they have a game left with Mines next weekend, so you win that one, you sweep the series, plus you put another loss on them, you win the conference. It's as simple as that, and the Thunderwolves know they own their own destiny, control their own destiny, and they're looking to not stumble here tonight in a game which may be in some ways, I wouldn't go overboard and call it a trap game, but tomorrow night's game against Fort Lewis should be the tougher by far of the weekend. So you just want to kind of come in here to Plachy Hall tonight and take care of business and dispose of the Grizzlies, play a lot of people, keep the minutes pretty equal. That way nobody's really taxed in this game, and then you have a team that's pretty much full strength going into the battle tomorrow night against Fort Lewis. Other games in the conference tonight, Western State is at Fort Lewis. Western New Mexico is at Carter Christian. New Mexico Highlands at Mines. Metro State is at Regis. That's could be a tough tilt tonight. We'll keep an eye on that one. UCCS is at Chadron State. Westminster is at South Dakota Mines, and Mesa is at Black Hills State. There's always the possibility could see an upset in that ball game. The Thunderwolves, of course, will be kind of rooting for Mesa tonight against Black Hills State. And a little different atmosphere here at Plachy Hall. We don't sit courtside. We sit up top, what I affectionately call the incubator. You're high up over top the court. But Paul Richards and the staff here at KSPK, who do the ball games in Alamosa, they are kind of on the cutting edge as far as things that we do around this conference. And they've got the baskets mic'd. They've got a crowd mic that sits right over the center court. So that's why you're hearing a little different effects from the court tonight. So we'll kind of measure that as the night goes on, see how it works out. But right now, I kind of like it. Kind of gets you right down in the middle of the action. I hope the listeners at home get accustomed to that tonight as well here from Plachy Hall. Game will start a little bit later because they do televise their games here locally on KSPK television. So the game will start at 5:35. So we'll give you that a little bit of a heads up so we get a chance to talk a little bit more tonight. Setting up the men's game a little bit later tonight. It should be a good one, and it's kind of one of those games in a lot of respects could be considered almost an elimination game when you look at the standings this year. CSU Pueblo right now at 10-7. They are tied with Adams State for fourth place in the Mountain Division. And when you look at things overall, Thunderwolves sitting in seventh place, a tie for seventh with Adams State. So when you consider they're tied, that's the number 7, and that's the number 8 playoff position. And sitting just a game behind them is Carter Christian at 9-8. And of course, Carter Christian already owns the head-to-head win over the Thunderwolves this year, and they come into town next weekend. So the Thunderwolves really need to take care of business here tonight in this ball game. You get the feeling that if they win this game, then they'll have the head-to-head sweep over Adams State, which will give them a big leg up on tiebreaker position on down the line. And if they can win that game against Colorado Christian, no matter what happens down the stretch, then the Thunderwolves would secure a berth in the RMAC shootout. But anything less than that, Thunderwolves lose here tonight, let's say, and lose that ball game against Colorado Christian, their postseason chances are take a severe hit. But first things first, they'll try to win this ball game tonight against Adams State. This, of course, 4-year anniversary, one of the greatest games ever for the Thunderwolves. I posted that up on my fan page, the game where Ty Trahern hit the game-winning shot at Massari Arena. If you remember that, and the place in pandemonium ensued, and Thunderwolves went crazy. They knocked off Adams State that night by 1 point with the three-pointer at the buzzer from the top of the key. And if you want to relive that, you can go to my fan page on Facebook and check that out and comment on it if you like. It was really quite a shot, quite an evening, quite a ball game in the Wayback Machine 4 years ago. Thunderwolves and the Grizzlies getting set to do battle here. We'll come back after this timeout. We'll talk to the head coach, Jim Turgeon. That all comes your way next. Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo. Back to the Thunderwolves pregame show. And joining me now, the head coach, Jim Turgeon. Jim, another couple ball games here on the road. Very important weekend. Your ball club's back in first. I say back in first place. You're in first place now. First place tie, but can't afford any stumbles, I guess, down the stretch here.
No, we got our last two official road games. We've been playing pretty good on the road all year long. Against this Adams State team, we want to play a 40-minute game. Last time we played them, we really beat them kind of in the last 6-7 minutes of the game. So looking for a complete game, and again, we're just going to take one game at a time and see where we're at after this game. Yeah, they've kind of stumbled around this year, but if I remember right, that first quarter of your ball game, they had you down double digits at one point. Yeah, they came out and they were hitting threes. They were on fire. We were going way too fast on offense, taking bad shots, and quite frankly, I didn't have them ready for the zone. I took the blame after that game because it was my fault. I didn't have the girls ready for the zone, and I think we'll operate a lot better against the zone this time. Yeah, before we get more into tonight, let's look back on last week. I thought last weekend was probably one of the more impressive weekends of the year for your ball club. The level of competition you had and the way the ball games went. Yeah, both tough games. Both games nip and tuck the whole way, and both games we were able to pull ahead in the fourth quarter. We've been a good second half team all year long, and it takes us. And that's what really makes this team good is they're able to make adjustments. If I'm lucky enough to figure it out, and then I can pass it on to the team, they've been able to make the adjustments, and it's been really important in all our games this year. Looking to the ball club last week, let's talk about a couple of the injury problems. Of course, Hine missed the ball game on Saturday, and what's her status for tonight? Well, I'm not sure. We're going to see how she warms up tonight and how she looks. I'm thinking about letting her have another day off, just another day of recuperation. And then Molly, she should start tonight. She's banged up, but she's a tough kid, and I think she'll be okay. All right, that's good news. And she really acquitted herself well in that ball game as well, playing with that banged up. You really needed her with Lauren out of the ball game. Is kind of impairing on her playing. Well, it's unbelievable because she hurt her knee on Friday night, and it swelled up Saturday, but she played an unbelievable game on Saturday. I guess maybe I should kick her in the knee before every game, but she has some toughness about her, and nothing gets her up too high, and nothing gets her down too low, and that's what we need. She does a lot better than her coach doing getting too high and too low, but we definitely needed her, and we'll need her this weekend too. Well, looking at the way the standings are shaking out this weekend, coming in with this three-way tie and a couple other teams real close by, it's kind of interesting to watch the way it's going to shake out. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's fun to be in the mix. It's fun to compete. If we can make it through this weekend unscathed, then we're at home for our last three games, and I like those odds. If we can get at home with the tie for first place. Well, and you mentioned Adams State. They like to throw that zone at you. Any other problems you foresee in this ball game that they can pose at you, and what you're going to do to combat that? Well, not only they play zone, but they switch zones up. They switch it up on misses and makes and try to keep keep you off balance. They're very active in their zone. We got to move. Last time we settled for too many threes. We got to play inside out, move the ball from one side of the court to the other, maybe get some stuff in transition. I think there's some opportunities there in transition, and those are the things we need to improve on versus last time we played them.
All right, good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
All right, Thunderwolves head coach Jim Turgeon back with the starting lineups. Opening tip-off all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Alamosa. Jim Brooks with you tonight. Carl Lawrence, our producer and engineer of Thunderwolves basketball on this Friday evening as the Thunderwolves get set to take on the Grizzlies here. Once again, looking at the standings coming into tonight's ball game, Thunderwolves are atop the RMAC, 14-3. They're tied with Mines and with Black Hills State. Colorado Christian sits at 12-5. Regis, I forgot them. They slip in there. They're 13-4 right now. They're in the 4 spot. UCCS and Colorado Christian both tied for the 5 seed at this point. If the playoffs started today, we could use that term. Colorado Mesa then at 11-6. They would be the 7 seed. And Fort Lewis, tomorrow night's opponent, has a 1-game edge over Metro State. Fort Lewis at 9-8. Metro State at 8-9. That'll be a battle to see who can finish off number 8 in the RMAC. And the reason we keep an eye on that right now, if the Thunderwolves win the conference, that's who they'd be playing in that first round on a Tuesday in the RMAC shootout. So 8th place could be very important, the way the Thunderwolves look at things. And we know how tough the RMAC shootout can be when you just look at the quality of those two opponents. If either one of those finish the 8th seed, you know it'll be a tough game in that first round matchup. Nothing is automatic once you get to that level here of the RMAC. Thunderwolves on the court below us, warming up down to our right here at Plachy Hall. Kind of a sparse crowd working its way in here, though. They expect a pretty raucous house as the evening rolls along, though the men's game should be one dynamite affair here. And in a lot of ways could be turn out to be an elimination game, is the way the RMAC shakes out right now, as both teams tied for 7th place in the conference standings. So we'll see how that game shakes out. And we've had some beauties here in the past on the men's side. Of course, for the women, they've kind of had their way here of late, but you don't have to go back too far, though, to think back on a night here in February, a few years back, when the Thunderwolves got pasted here when they lost by, it was like 50 or something like that, 90-something to 40-something. I don't have the exact score for you folks, but it was an ugly night. But that was a different ball club for Adams State then. I think it was back in it might have been 2010, maybe 2011. That's when they had their national tournament qualifier teams here. They were a pretty good run for Adams State, but it's been hard times as of late, and they're trying to rebuild things right now, see if they can get themselves back toward the top of the conference. But it's going to be a while before that happens for this ball club. They've got a lot of things they have to sort out, and they'd like nothing better to get back into the flow of things, pulling off a monumental upset in this game here tonight. Larry Joe Hunt, of course, the head coach. He's got some weapons on his ball club. He's got people that are capable. Lena Jaycox averages 13 points a game, as she's able to fill it up from the outside. And Sydney McHenry will be playing on the wing as well. She averages 10 points a game and has hit 21 three-pointers on the year. Jaycox has hit 43 three-pointers on the year. So they have that capability of early in the ball game making the Thunderwolves work. Thunderwolves injury situation, we don't know if Lauren Hine is going to play tonight or not. She's suited up, may get in there. We'll find out. But of course, battling that back injury. Take this time out. We'll come back in 2 minutes. We'll have the starting lineups, the opening tip-off. It all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Plachy Hall. Thunderwolves and the Grizzlies getting set to do battle. Give you the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. First for the Thunderwolves, they'll go this way. It'll be D. Arrieta, 5'4" senior guard out of Pueblo West, Colorado. Ashley Piper, 5'10" senior out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Tule Sue Anderson, 5'8" sophomore out of Vancouver, Washington. Team's leading scorer, averaging 14.5 points a ball game. Molly Rohr, 6'2" freshman out of Greenwood Village. Went to Cherry Creek High School. And getting the start tonight, Mariana Lambert, 6' senior out of Jundiaí, Brazil. So first answer to the Lauren Hine riddle. She's not starting tonight. We'll just see if she gets in the ball game. But I think Jim Turgeon probably wants to save her for tomorrow night, because if you play her tonight, back may stiffen up and things won't work well tomorrow. So I think he's rolling the dice that he can get through this ball game and then play her tomorrow night in a game that should be tougher in a lot of ways you look at it. Adams State, they'll go this way. It'll be Sydney McHenry, 5'8" junior out of Dolores, Colorado. Jonette Brown, 5'11" junior out of 29 Palms, California. Maddie Marshall, 6'1" freshman out of Spring Creek, Nevada. Lena J. Cox, leading scorer, 5'6" junior out of Boulder, Colorado. And Nicole Broyles, she's a 5'11" sophomore out of Alamosa, Colorado. Larry Joe Hunt is the head coach.
Number 25, a 6-foot sophomore from Alamosa.
The officials for you here momentarily. Our internet crashed for a moment, so we'll get it back up and running here. So we sit high atop Plachy Hall here. I affectionately call it the incubator. We're in a glassed-in booth, but we have our little crowd mic hanging from the ceiling. That's courtesy of KSPK. The rims are mic'd as well. So we'll be right down in there with the action of this ball game. Looking forward to it. Thunderwolves will move it left to right as we look at it. Molly Rohr to jump center. She'll go up against Maddie Marshall. Ball's in the air. Tap is controlled by the Thunderwolves as Tule Sue Anderson has it. And she'll dribble it across herself and hands it off to Arietta. Up top to Piper. Back to Arietta. Down low to Rohr into the corner. Tule Sue for three. Swish. Good start for the Thunderwolves as Tule Sue Anderson hits from downtown. Thunderwolves lead it 3-0. Here come the Grizzlies with the ball outside. Ariana Barnes gets the start. Onto the right side. They work the ball around the perimeter. Up top with it. Broyles onto the left wing to McHenry. Covered up there. Goes to the high post. This is Marshall to the free throw line. Jumper on the way. No good. Rebound on the baseline to Arietta. She'll wheel and bring it out of there herself. Fires it ahead to Tule Sue on the right wing. Then she just dribbles it off her foot and turns the ball over. Here comes Adams State. Barnes with it. This holds things up. All Jim Turgeon can do is rub his forehead after that play. Just a careless turnover out on the right side by Tule Sue. They lob it inside, wide open. Shot on the way, blocked by Rohr. Rebound loose and picked up there by Piper. It's the outlet, hands the outlet to Arietta. She brings it across the timeline. Up top to Piper. Doesn't take the three, drives to the free throw line, lobs it into the corner. Tule Sue for three on the way. Off the front iron, no good. Long rebound to the baseline. Tule Sue steals it, goes up, ball stripped away and stolen. And here comes Adams State. McHenry with it, brings it across the timeline to the top of the key. Holds things up, bumped by her own player as coming right up on her backside, Lauren McDonald. Hands it off to Marshall. Marshall, left side to McDonald. Go to the left wing, now down on the block, turning. Broyles can't get the shot off. Goes up top with the ball there. Moving in, Barnes, cut off on the left corner of the key. 8 on the shot clock. Driving in, McHenry on the baseline. She's cut off. Now to the free throw line. Driving in, whistle. Traveling called on the Grizzlies. So we got timeout on the court as two players tying their shoe. Mariana Lambert had to tie hers. Sydney McHenry tying hers. So we're ready to go. Ball inbounded to Arietta. And she'll bring the ball across the timeline for the Thunderwolves. They lead it 3-0 here, 2 minutes into the ball game. Ball up top. Tule Sue drives to the free throw line. Cut off, walked with the ball. And that is enough for Jim Turgeon. I think he's going to get Tule Sue out of the ball game, get her settled down here. She's turned the ball over on 3 straight possessions. And the ball inbounded. Barnes with it. She brings it across the timeline for the Grizzlies. Picked up there by Piper. On to the right side. Here's McDonald. Holds it. Looks inside. Looking for a cutter. Gives it off. Here's McHenry down the lane. Ball stripped away. She regains it. Fires it outside into the corner. Now driving to the baseline. Pulling up. Running right-hander. Up and good. by Maddie Merschel. 3-2. Thunderwolves on top. Thunderwolves break the press. Here's Piper on the left wing, cut off. Loses control of the ball. Regains. Goes left side to Arietta. She's wide open for three. It's on the way. Off the iron, no good. Rebound battled for. Beagley chases it down, but then dribbles it on the baseline. Couldn't quite secure it. So it'll be Adams State ball. Larry Joe Hunt politicking for a foul call there of some sort. Not sure what he's complaining about. Here across the timeline is Barnes. Down to the baseline. They get it on the block to McHenry. Spins on the baseline. Goes up and is fouled. A foul will be on Arietta. On the turnaround jumper on the baseline, D kind of looks on with wondering, how do you call that? McHenry's free throw, no good. On the year, 84% free throw shooter, so perhaps the ball didn't lie there. Second toss on the way, it's good. 1 out of 2 for McHenry. That ties the game up at 3 apiece. Thunderwolves facing pressure in the backcourt. Piper breaks it, gets it across the timeline, pulls up on the left wing, goes out top to Arietta. Now to Beagley, holds it back to Arietta, lobs it into the corner to Piper. She'll take the three-pointer. In and out, no good, and the rebound to McHenry. She'll bring it out of there for the Grizzlies. Across the timeline, fires it ahead onto the left wing. Moving in with it now is Barnes. Passes to the baseline. Shot on the way by Merschel, short. And rebound to Lambert, and she is tied up. And on the alternating possession, it'll belong to Adams State. Mariana that time took the ball away from Piper on the rebound, and that enabled Adams State to tie things up. If she had just conceded it to Piper, it'd have been no problem. Timeout taken on the court. 6:46 to go here in the first quarter. We're all tied up 3 apiece. 30-second timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Plachy Hall. 3-3 our score here in the early going. Jim Turgeon not too happy with the start by his ball club. They got that three-pointer right off the bat by Csu, but they've gone now 3 minutes without putting anything on the board. Our officials for tonight's ball game: Troy Carr, Stephen Oswald, and Thomas Exum. Thomas Exum, of course, his name may sound familiar. Remember when Colorado Springs had that wild, jumbled formation for mayor when they had about 28 people running? He was one of them. Didn't make the cut. We admire him for trying. Barnes the trigger in, gets it in on the baseline, faking, and looked like a travel, no call, but the shot no good, and the ball rebounded on the baseline by Merschel. Now out top to Barnes, lobs it inside, wheeling, going up, shot blocked by Lambert as they get the ball down on the block that time to Jonette Brown. And she was treated rudely in the lane. McHenry now to inbound it. Lobs it outside to Broyles. Back into the corner. Wide open. McHenry for three. It's in and out. No good. Beagley goes for the rebound, and then she's fouled in the backcourt. And the foul will be on Jonette Brown. So we're even in team fouls here. 1 apiece. Arietta brings it across the timeline for the Thunderwolves to the top of the key. Goes into the corner to Lambert. Lobs it down low. Wide open. Roar goes up. The shot was partially blocked on the baseline. Hit the baseline, and they're going to give the ball to Adams State. I'm saying if the ball was blocked, it's got to be Thunderwolves basketball there, but Thomas Exum does not agree with that. I don't think Molly Roar is that bad a shot where she'd miss everything from a foot away. Here's a drive down the lane. Shot on the way, no good. But as always, know your geography. Roar with the rebound. Outlet pass to Arietta. Onto the right wing. Pulls up. Goes out top to Piper. Down low again to Roar. This time she flips it into the corner and threw it away. Ball knocked loose, but it's retrieved by the Grizzlies. Now slowing things down in the backcourt, Ariana Barnes. Thunderwolves going to come with some substitutions here in a moment. Piper knocks the ball loose, and it goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Adams State. Angie Moore checking into the ball game along with Jasmine Johnson. Roar and Lambert out. Thunderwolves look a little bit lethargic at this point here. Inbounds pass to McHenry. She brings it across the timeline. Onto the right side. Now they go down on the block, feed it back up top. Driving into the paint, shot good, and a foul. Jonette Brown taking it right down the gut. gets the bucket. And the foul, did not catch who they called it. Maybe on Beagley. Yes, Maddie Beagley with the foul on the reach. Could have called more as well. So a chance for the three-point play here for Jeanette Brown. 62% free throw shooter. Free throw on the way. It's good. So 6 in a row by the Grizzlies. And they lead it 6-3. Johnson with it up top to Beagley, left side to Arietta. Now down low to Moore, right side. Johnson with it, feeds it into Moore, backs her way into the paint. Nice bounce pass to Piper. She's fouled and she'll go to the free throw line. Beautiful pass that time by Angie Moore, leading Piper to the basket, but she was clubbed on her way up. So she'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Foul was called on Cheyenne Cleveland. Free throw in and out, no good. One more for Piper. 5:16 to go here in the first quarter. And the second one no good. Rebound goes into the corner, picked up there by the Grizzlies. Thunderwolves haven't scored since the first possession of the ball game. That was close to 5 minutes ago. Here's Barnes way out top of it. Hounded outside by Arietta. Piper comes in and makes the steal. Piper's ahead of the field. Down the lane she goes. Shot no, but she was fouled late coming in. Hammering her to the deck, Ariana Barnes. Well, she just saw Piper miss a couple. Now Piper is down against the padding behind the basket, but now she's up. She's tough. That's a pretty good foul there, getting your money's worth by Ariana Barnes. So Piper's still trying to gather herself now out at the top of the key before stepping to the line. Barnes came down pretty hard right on top of her head and her right trap. That's what she's kind of favoring, like she's got a stinger on that right shoulder, right between her shoulder and her neck. See if it affects the free throw. On the way she hits. So one more for Piper. On the way, switch. Piper going to come out now as Patterson going to check in. They're probably going to go administer a little treatment, I think, to Piper to make sure everything's okay. She goes down to the end of the bench there, and she's going to grab a water bottle, says, I'm fine. Pressure in the backcourt here by the Thunderwolves. Grizzlies break it. Ball ahead, onto the baseline. Here's Cleveland cut off, into the corner. Shot, no good, off the iron, no good. Beagley with the rebound, hands it off to Arietta. Arietta across the timeline now for the Thunderwolves. Right side to Patterson, down low to Moore. Moore turns on the baseline, falls down, but they say she was pushed down. Foul going to be called on the Grizzlies. Grizzly bench not too excited about that call. Foul is on Lauren McDonald. Frankly, if I was the head coach of Adams State, I would be complaining about that one. Inbounds on Moore, and she is hammered. No call. Gets the rebound. Goes up at traffic. Blocked again. Outside. Patterson fakes the three. Drives the baseline. She goes underneath the hoop. Comes outside to Arietta. She'll launch a three-pointer. Off the iron. No good. Moore trying to get the rebound. They're going to call her for an arm bar. They're getting the rebound. Well, a foul indeed on Angie Moore. 6-5, Grizzlies on top. Pressure here in the backcourt. Kind of a 1-3-1 trap variety here by the Thunderwolves. Arietta reaching in, trying to make the steal. She knocked the ball loose, but it's retrieved by Barnes. She gets it across the timeline with 1 second to spare. In from the right, running right-hander, no good. Rebound loose on the baseline. Arietta chases it down. She's trapped, gets rid of it ahead to Patterson. Patterson brings it across the timeline. 3-on-1 for the Pack. Patterson, nice dish to Moore in from the left. Missed the layup, and the rebound underneath the Cleveland. Great pass by Patterson. Moore just blew it. Back across the timeline. Timeout taken by the Grizzlies. Choppy start, to say the least, of this ball game. 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. Adams State leads at 6-5. It's a 1-minute timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, the referees fooled us. It was actually a 30-second timeout. Everybody was sitting on the bench, and then they say, hey, get on out here. So Adams State inbounded the ball. They got it underneath, but they're called for the travel, so Thunderwolves have the ball now. Down 6-5. Ball up top. Patterson left side to Johnson. Johnson back to Patterson. Right side to Arrieta. Arrieta holds it into the corner to Rohr. Rohr outside to Patterson. Looking down low for Beagley. Can't find her. Up top, Johnson fakes. Now goes to Arrieta. She'll launch the three-pointer. It's good. The Arrieta from downtown gives the lead back to the Thunderwolves. First bucket of the game for D. 8-6. Thunderwolves by 2. Here's a drive down the lane. Ball knocked loose. Goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Thunderwolves. Good play there by Johnson. Preventing the easy hoop. It'll be McHenry inbounding the ball on the baseline. Lobs it in. Brown. Now up top. They work it around the perimeter. Right side. McDonald with it. Now they come back reversing it. Left side to Broyles. Goes way out top walking with the ball. I was going to say maybe the fourth step gave it away there as Maddie Marshall was just kind of hopping trying to find her spot on the three-point line to launch. And Stephen Oswald said, you know what? I got to call that one. So Thunderwolves ball. Ball on the left side. Johnson. She'll launch for three. It's short. Long rebound. Johnson tries to chase it down. Can't get there. McDonald with it. Hands the ball off. Here's a long feed up ahead. Right side. Marshall on the baseline. Cut off. Goes up with the right hand hook. No good. Ball loose on the deck. And Beagley had it. Then is tied up. Jump ball. It'll be Thunderwolves ball in the alternating possession. Ball inbounded to Arrieta. 2:25 to go here, first quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 8-6. Arrieta to the top of the key. Hands it off to Johnson. Left side to Patterson. Patterson holds it. Now skips across court to Johnson. She's wide open. Three ball on the way. Off the back iron. No good. Long rebound. Johnson chases it down. Hands it off to Arrieta. Arrieta goes right side to Patterson. Back to Arrieta. She'll launch a three-pointer. It's off the back iron. No good. Beagley with a rebound. Holds it. Gives it to Arrieta. Right side to Patterson. Down low to Rohr. Rohr goes up. Now instead goes left side to Johnson. Drives in from the left. Little teardrop shot. No good. Short. Rebound loose. Patterson ties up one of the Grizzlies. Maddie Marshall. But on the alternating possession, it will belong to Adams State. Full court pressure here. They get the ball inbounded to McHenry. She's going to race it up to the timeline. Oh, D went down, Arrieta, but she gets up hobbling a little bit. Here's a shot on the baseline, short. Arrieta gets the rebound. Now she's back in the play. I guess she's all right. She's on full speed across the timeline. Into the corner. Patterson fakes the three, drives the baseline, goes underneath the hoop. No call, gets the rebound, and is fouled. Go to the free throw line. Boy, one player I'd love to have just a little bit of a talk with would be Shannon Patterson. Shoot that three-pointer when she's open. She just will not take it. I don't know if it's in her head right now or what. And speaking of being in her head, she misses the free throw. She's 0 for 7 now from the free throw line this year. Second toss. And she hits. So she's off the schneid finally. And Arrieta coming out. Tule Sue Anderson checks in. It's kind of one of those positive knocks on Shannon Patterson. You're open. Shoot the ball. You're good. You're on a state championship basketball team. Ball down low. Turning in the paint. Going shot blocked by Rohr, and the rebound to Lambert. Gets it ahead to Patterson. Fires it ahead to Tule Sue. On the right, can't get in though. Goes outside to Lambert. And the ball knocked away and stolen by the Grizzlies. Back the other way. Comes Broyles. Feeds it left side. McHenry for three. It's good. Henry with 4. Ties the game up at 9 apiece. Here's Patterson. Top of the key. Goes left side to Piper. Piper back to Patterson. Right side. Lob it cross court. Lambert won't take the three. Goes outside Patterson. Fakes. Drives in from left. Nice dish to Rohr. Ball stripped away though at the last moment. Goes out of bounds. It'll belong to the Thunderwolves. 12 on the shot clock. Inbounded to Rohr. Can't get the shot off, but now we'll go up with the left hand and hits. Good patience there by Rohr, waiting for the defense to clear, and then got space on that left-hand baseline flip off a glass. It's a tough angle, but she's so good at it. Piper makes the steal in the forecourt, gets it ahead now to Patterson. Patterson in from the right, cut off. Goes up top to Piper. Left side, Lambert. Back to Piper. She's open. Three-pointer on the way. Short. And Anderson with a rebound on the paint. She'll dribble it out of there. 20 seconds ago, Thunderbolts can go for the last shot here. Patterson on the right wing. Up top to Lambert. Left side to Anderson. Down to Rohr on the block. Wheels goes up on the baseline. Left is short. Piper decked on the baseline. No call. And the rebound to Broyles. Gets it ahead now to Barnes. Barnes gets it up top to McHenry. Pulls up 2 seconds ago. Shot on the way. It's an air ball, and it goes out of bounds. And ends the first quarter. Kind of ragged play out here so far, but the Thunderbolts escape with a 2-point lead. They lead at 11-9. Back with the second quarter in 1 minute on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, perhaps it's just the matchup against this Adams State ball club, but the Thunderbolts haven't solved the riddle so far this year, at least in the first quarter. Remember at the game at Massari Arena back in December, the Thunderbolts trailed 21-9 at the end of the first quarter. Trailed it by 7 at halftime, 33-26. Actually trailed going into the fourth quarter by 1. Before they outscored them 22-6 in the fourth quarter. I'm sure Jim Turgeon doesn't want to wait till the fourth quarter again here tonight on the road to polish off this Adams State ball club. This is a team that's 1-16 in conference play. Patterson into the corner to Lambert. Lambert trap, gets rid of it, gets it to Patterson. Patterson dribbles to the free throw line. Dish underneath the Piper, shows up, foul. Foul on the Grizzlies. And it'll send Piper to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Foul was called on Marshall. First free throw, good. Makes it 12-9. Second toss off the back iron, but the rebound to Lambert. Gets it to Piper. On top to Anderson, right side to Patterson. Well, Thunderbolts with the ball here. Try to chance to increase on the lead here. They're up by 3. Anderson in the quarter to Lambert. Now back to Anderson. Anderson holds it back to Lambert. Can't get the shot off. Goes to Patterson. Free throw line. Won't take the jumper. Goes outside. Piper will for 3. It's good. Ashley Piper from downtown. Her first field goal of the game, and the Thunderbolts lead grows to 6. They're up 15-9. And ball deflected in the forecourt by Patterson, but it's tracked down by Broyles, and the ball knocked away out of bounds. Thunderbolts good hands on the defense here as Jim Turgeon electing to go to this trap here, trying to pick up the intensity a little bit. Patterson goes out of the ball game. Arietta back in, being congratulated by her teammates along the bench. That was a good stint there by Patterson. Here's a feed down low on the block. Turning, going up with the left-hand hook, missing it. Rebound to the Grizzlies. They come out of there with it. Feed up top, and Csu in the lane and gets the steal. And then she has her pocket picked in the backcourt by Barnes. Goes up with a shot, no good. Csu gets the rebound. She's bumped in the backcourt. Gets away. Fires it ahead. Lambert on the left wing. Wide open down low. Rohr left-hand layup good. Rohr with 4. Thunderbolts now lead at 17-9 as they're starting to break clear here in this second quarter. They stay with the full court pressure. They do break it. They get it across the timeline to Broyles, but she's hounded. Now she'll go into the paint. Wheeling, ball knocked away by Piper and stolen away by the Thunderbolts. Lambert with a 3-on-2. Goes left side to Piper. Stops, won't pop. Goes way outside to Arietta. They don't get the fast break into the corner. Piper steps back, lobs it down inside to Rohr. Rohr moves in, goes to Lambert. Right side, Arietta. 3-ball on the way. Off the back iron, no good. And the long rebound to Barnes. Barnes gets it across the timeline for the Grizzlies. Gets away from Csu, now into the corner. 3-ball on the way by Marshall, off the iron, no good. Arietta with a rebound on the baseline. Roadblock in the backcourt by her own teammates. Here's a cross-court feed, left side to Lambert, now up top to Piper. Piper holds it there, left side, Lambert's open. 3-pointer on the way. It's off the back iron, no good. Long rebound. Picked up there by McDonald for the Grizzlies. 17-9, Thunderbolts lead it by 8. 7:40 to go here in the second quarter. McHenry brings it across the timeline. She's going to dribble to the right wing. Now starts to drive into the paint. Pulls up. Little runner on the way. Missed it. Rebound loose. Rohr has it. Outlet pass to Arietta. Arrieta now will walk it up across the timeline. Goes left side to Lambert. Lambert holds it now to Arrieta. Arrieta to Piper at the free throw line. Into the lane, pulls up, 10-footer on the way, off the back iron, chases down the rebound, can't get it, and McHenry comes out of there with it for the Grizzlies. She'll bring it across the timeline. On the right wing, bumped into by Arrieta, goes up with the shot and hits. Timeout by the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves are ahead in the ball game, but Jim Turgeon not real happy with his ball club right now. It's a 6-point lead for the Pack, 7:10 to go in the second quarter, 30-second timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, these officials can't get their act together here. They initially called for a 30, then they sent everybody to the bench. That kind of ruins what we're trying to do up here, guys. So we got a little bit of time to kill. It's not the only meeting today of Thunderwolves and Grizzlies. They played baseball today at Rawlings Field, and the Thunderwolves win it 3-0. 5 pitchers combining for the shutout to defeat the Grizzlies 3-0. Back in action tomorrow and Sunday. Single games now. Looks like they're changing more along the Division I strategy, playing all 9-inning games on the weekend. 3 9-inning games, so it looks like it's cool. I'm not sure if that's the way it's going to be all year, but that's the way it is this weekend anyway. Ball into the corner. Vallejo's into the ball game for the nice dish inside to Roar, and she banks it in. Beautiful assist by Chelsea Vallejo's. Kind of a homecoming of sorts. She played here for Adams State before transferring to CSU Pueblo. 6 points for Roar. It's 19-11. Thunderwolves on top by 8. On the left wing, McHenry has it. Goes down on the block. Turning, facing, shot partially blocked, and then swatted out of there by Roar. Johnson had her hand on it, and then Roar sent it packing. Here's McHenry. Drives into the paint. Cut off. Goes outside. Cleveland left hand push. No good. Johnson with the rebound on the baseline for the Thunderwolves. She'll dribble it out of there herself. Brings it across the timeline. Races into the forecourt. All the way to the hoop. Right hand scoop. No. Late whistle. Might have a foul here. Very, very late whistle. Here's one of those old, that she missed the layup, so she must have been fouled things. They're going to put her at the free throw line. And that whistle was a good 2 seconds after the play was over. Adams State had the rebound, and they called the foul, and now they send Jasmine Johnson to the free throw line. Hey, we'll take it. But we all know if she'd hit that layup, no foul would have been called. I defy anybody to argue my point on those. Free throw good by Johnson. She hits a pair. 21-11. Thunderwolves by 10. As they continue to stretch it out here in this second quarter. Here's pressure, but they break it. McHenry almost lost it out of bounds. Regains it over here on the sideline right below us. Dribbles to the top of the key. Now comes outside with it to Broyles. She runs down the lane. Running right-hander off the glass. Good. Broyles' first bucket of the game. Makes it 21-13. Thunderwolves by 8. Johnson hands it off to Arrieta. Up top to Beagley. Beagley to Roar in the paint. Wheels has the ball stripped away and stolen by the Grizzlies. Now McHenry with it. She'll bring it across the timeline. Onto the left side. Broyles fakes. Hands the ball outside. Nice fake by McHenry. Drives into the paint. Now back outside to Broyles. Bumped into by Arrieta. Cut off. Now outside. Moving in. Now McHenry for 3. Off the iron. No good. Rebound. Johnson on the baseline. Has to chase it down. Gets the outlet pass to Arrieta. Arrieta across the timeline. Races right in front of the Adams State bench to Johnson. Wide open. Roar underneath. Goes up with the right hand and lays it in. Molly Roar with 8. 23-13. Roar could score 30 tonight, I think. It's that kind of matchup. Ball fed ahead. Cleveland. She's trapped. In trouble. And Johnson reaches in and ties things up. On the alternating possession, though, it will belong to Adams State. Cleveland just holding the ball over her head, and Johnson said, why not? Just reached right in there and secured it for the jump ball. Inbounds pass to Cleveland. They got her trapped in the backcourt. She's in big-time trouble. And Vallejo's goes for the steal, ties her up again, and it'll belong to the Thunderwolves this time. Kind of feel for Cleveland out there. She's not the person you want handling the ball. She's a center. Now they get her out of the ball game. Get it to a guard is what I say. Don't punish your post player. Here's Arietta at the top of the key. Gets it to Rohr. In the paint. Turns. Goes outside Arietta. Ball knocked away on the deck. Stolen by the Grizzlies. And then stolen right back by Arietta. 3-on-3 break. Arietta on the right wing. Goes up top to Beagley. Fumbles it. Now left side to Vallejo. Drives the baseline. Cut off. And offensive foul called on Vallejo. Throwing the elbow right into the gut of Ariana Barnes. (23-13). Thunderwolves lead it by 10. Here's McHenry in the backcourt. Ahead now to Barnes. To McHenry across the timeline. To Brown on the left side to Barnes. Barnes dribbling way out top of it. Comes left side. Brown won't take the three. Goes to the baseline. Now return feed to Barnes. In the paint. Fakes. Goes up. Shot no. Might have been blocked. Rebound though. And a shot no good. Traveling called on the Grizzlies. As Marshall got the rebound, but she shuffled the feet before laying it in. Molly Rohr might get credit for a block shot there. It was borderline. I thought she got a piece of it, but I'm not sure the stat crew is sharp enough to pick up on that. Ball deflected out of bounds. Speaking of not sharp enough, right now Thunderwolves a lot of lazy passes out on the perimeter, getting balls swatted away. Got to tighten that up a bit. And then, speaking of the devil, throws it away. Here's McHenry in the forecourt. Fakes, goes up and lays it in. That's just another lazy pass by the Thunderwolves. 8 points for McHenry. 23-15. Thunderwolves lead is 8. Arietta brings it across the timeline. At the top of the key, thought about stepping into a three. And another bad pass, but Arietta able to chase it down. Feeds it to Beagley. Down low, Rohr on the block, and she threw it away. I mean, it's epidemic proportions right now for the Thunderwolves of these bad passes. Here's McHenry bringing it across the timeline. Hands the ball off on the right side. Barnes with it. Now gives it up top to Broyles. She drives into the paint, cut off, comes outside to Marshall. Marshall to the free throw line. Now hands off to McHenry, and then she is fouled going down the lane. Reach-in foul, I think, on Arietta. Yep, that's foul number 2 on D. Timeout on the court. 3:23 to go here in the second quarter. Oh, I thought we were going to get a timeout. I beg your pardon. I thought we were supposed to get a media timeout there. Well, everybody was moving to the bench. Now they go back out on the court. Inbounds pass to Cleveland. Goes up with the right hand. Left it short. Rebound. Arietta has it. Tied up. Alternating possession to Adams State. So it'll be McHenry to inbound it. Lobs it outside. Ball knocked away. Hines into the ball game now for the Thunderwolves. Beat down low on the block, turning, shot good, and a foul. It'll count. Jonette Brown got it on the block and was fouled by Angie Moore, I do believe. Yep, foul number 2 on Angie. 5 points in the game now for Jeanette Brown. A chance for her second three-point play of the night. Free throw up and good. She has 6. It's 23-18. So they've cut the once 10-point lead in half. Bad pass again. Here comes Adams State. They got a fast break opportunity. Brown in from the right. Fouled by Arietta. That's going to be foul number 3 on D. And D. Arietta with her third foul. And at the line, Jeanette Brown here shooting a pair. Free throw up and good. Arietta out. Thunderwolves going deeper into their bench now. We've got a Chandler Bobby sighting here. She doesn't play very often, but she's into the ball game now because of the foul problems. Freshman out of Bennett, Colorado. More for Brown. It's through there. 7 in a row by the Grizzlies. 8 points in the game for Brown. It's 23-20. Thunderwolves on top. They were right on the verge of blowing this thing open. Now we got a ball. So ball. Another bad pass by Bobby as she tried to get it inside to Moore. Here's McHenry out top. Stanford into the ball game now for the Grizzlies. Ball left side. Cleveland going to launch a three-pointer. It's good. They've tied the game up. 10 in a row by the Grizzlies. It's 23-23. Patterson moves into the free throw line, into the paint. Outside Piper fakes the jumper. Cut off on the baseline. Outside to Moore. Moore starts to drive. Wheels, goes up with the right hand. Left it way short. Piper with a rebound. Feeds it outside. Patterson wide open. Won't take the three. Tries into the paint. Goes up with the left hand. Missed it. Piper bats the rebound outside, but it comes right to McHenry. McHenry now will bring it across the timeline for Adams State. Nice wheel to the free throw line. Cut off into the corner. Wide open. Three ball on the way. Air ball. Rebound to Moore. Off the miss by Broyles. Big time chance there for the Grizzlies. Bobby across the timeline. Throws it away. Goes out of bounds, but it was deflected at the last moment by Adams State. Moore out. Beagley in. Piper to triggered in for the Thunderwolves. Gets it into Bobby. She's going to launch a three ball. Short. Piper with a rebound on the baseline. Surrounded. Gets rid of it. Gets it to Bobby. Up top to Patterson. Patterson fakes. Steps back. Now we'll reset the offense here. Left side into the corner. Bobby going to launch a three-pointer. It rims in and out. No good. Beagley with a rebound. Shot blocked and taken away by Broyles. Hands it off to McHenry. She'll bring it across the timeline onto the right side. Now they feed it out top. Moving in McHenry on the wing. Holds it there. Ball batted away. Goes out toward the timeline. Chased down there at the last minute by Broyles. 10 on the shot clock here for the Grizzlies. Hand the ball off to McHenry. McHenry now starts to drive. Pulls up. Free throw line. Can't get the shot off. Goes to the baseline. Moving in. Spinning. Brown. Shot blocked. Rebound loose in the lane. There's going to be a shot clock violation on Adams State. So good defense there by the Thunderwolves. Forces the shot clock violation. So now it is Thunderwolves ball here. 23-23 our score. Patterson brings it across the timeline. Goes right side to Piper. Piper into the corner to Beagley. Back to Patterson. Finds Hine on the block. Fakes, goes up with the left hand and banks it in. Lauren Hine, her first bucket of the night. Gets the Thunderwolves the lead back. Stops the 10-0 run. 25-23. Here's pressure in the backcourt. Boy, they had a chance for the steal. They knock it away, but it goes off the ankle out of bounds of Patterson. Thunderwolves need to be a little careful here. They've committed 4 fouls here in the quarter, so the next one will result in free throws. So they kind of might want to dial back the aggression a little bit. Inbounds pass into the backcourt. And there is a whistle. 10-second violation because it overlaps, evidently. It doesn't reset after the ball is knocked out of bounds. So Thunderwolves get it here. They're explaining it to Larry Joe Hunt. Frankly, I would have needed that one explained to me. Here's Patterson, the top of the key. Goes right side to Bobby. Down to the baseline to Beagley. Beagley gives it to Patterson. In from the right. Goes outside. Piper wide open. Jumper on the way. Air ball. Piper chases down the rebound to the baseline. It's loose. Foul called on Piper. So there'll be 2 free throws down here on the other end. All right, here we go. If you listen to Donald Trump, it's all blocked. Free throw off the back iron, no good. Got a mystery player at the free throw line here for Adams State. She's not even on the Adams State live box score right now. I'll have to try to figure out who it is. Whoever number 54 is. She misses both free throws. Beagley with the rebound on the baseline. It's the outlet pass to Patterson. Thunderwolves last shot mode here with 8 seconds to go in the second quarter. Piper, left side. Bobby's open, won't take the shot. Lobs it cross court. Bad pass. Thrown away by McHenry. Kind of a fitting end to this first half of the Thunderwolves. Turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. Halftime, from Plachy Hall. Thunderwolves lead at 25-23. Carl Lorenzen with our halftime scoreboard update. Some news from around the country that all comes your way next. Thunderwolves basketball on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Plachy Hall. Thunderwolves lead at 25-23 here at halftime in a game, frankly, about as ugly as that halftime score might lead you to believe here. Is just brutal as far as the Thunderwolves taking care of the basketball in this game. I mean, they turned it over 13 times in that first half. Adams State with 12 turnovers. So they didn't help themselves much either. Thunderwolves had a lead build up to 23-13, but then they went into a big-time funk. D'Arietta with 3 fouls. I mean, you never see that from that position in the first half of play. So the Thunderwolves have to shore it up here. They're facing a team in this ball game that is 1-16 on the year. So it's not like they're facing a team that should be providing them with some good competition here, but the Thunderwolves struggling. Frankly, in a game they probably should win by 20 or 30 points when you really look at it. And you look at the comparative scores this year in the games that Adams State has been in. I mean, this is a ball club that's been blown out on many an occasion. And the Thunderwolves just kind of toying with them right now, and they find themselves in a battle. And we talk about it with Adams State. They're a program that's had a history of being pretty good, but not recent history. So this game here tonight, we'll just see what the Thunderwolves can dial up here in the second half, see if they can get back to taking care of business. You just have to look no further than a week ago when Adams State lost 75-30 to Black Hill State. They lost to Regis 90-43. Yet here they are in a game against the Thunderwolves in this game, and they're only down by 2. So something's going to have to change here in the second half for the Pack to salt this one away. Look at some of the scoring in the first half. We'll look at the Thunderwolves first here, as their leading scorer is Molly Rohr with 8. 4 out of 6 from the field. Problem is with Molly in the first half, she turned it over 3 times inside at the post. They were trying to feed it to her there pretty exclusively, but when your post player turns it over 3 times, you got a problem there as well. So they just need to be stronger with the ball. Piper had 6, but Ashley missed 3 free throws in that first. So you can look at points of light, but you can still look at the points of light and say, there's things we got to shore up here. 3 points for Arietta, 3 points for Tule-Su. She hit that first 3-pointer of the first half. And after that, wasn't to be found out there on the court. She had 3 turnovers in the first half. Johnson and Hine with 2. Arietta also had a 3-pointer for 3. I don't know if I mentioned that one. Patterson had a free throw for 1. Thunderwolves in that first half, 8 of 33 from the field. That's 24%. Only 3 of 15 shooting threes. That's 20%. Let's go to the Adams State side of the ledger. Tell you what, we'll just keep it here. We're going to get plenty of chances to get some more commercials in here. Adams State led by McHenry. She has 8. Brown with 8. Brown had 2 3-point plays in the first half. 3 points for Cleveland. Broyles and Marshall with 2. Adams State, 8 of 30 from the field. That's 27%. 2 of 9 shooting threes. That's 22%. They were 5 of 8 from the free throw line for 63%. Thunderwolves, I don't mention their free throw stats. They were, in the first half, 6 of 10 for 60%. So both teams out on the court. They've gathered around their respective head coaches on the bench. Thunderwolves have made their way out onto the court. Thunderwolves will get the ball first to start this third quarter. We'll see if there's any sense of urgency here by the Thunderwolves in this third quarter. So the last thing you want to do is go into the fourth quarter, but they got a history of this Adams State ball club. We mentioned they trailed by 7 to them at home earlier this year. And then they trailed by 1 going into the fourth quarter before outscoring them 21-5. But the Thunderwolves would like to put this thing to bed here in this third quarter and then kind of coast in the fourth quarter, save some energy for the big ball game tomorrow night against Fort Lewis. But that strategy kind of going out the window here when they got to work hard now just to win this ball game. A lot harder than they probably envisioned having to work. We're in a delay here. I probably could have taken that last timeout here because TV is still in a timeout. Now we're ready to go. Thunderwolves inbound it. Arrieta brings it across the timeline. She has those 3 fouls. Left side to Anderson. Anderson behind. Back out to Arrieta. Right side Piper. Fakes the 3. Goes to Arrieta. Can't get the 3 off. Drives into the paint. Cut off. Outside. Csu. 3-pointer on the way. Off the iron. No good. Long rebound to McHenry. She'll bring it across the timeline. Stops on the left wing. Gives it up top to Barnes. Barnes holds it there. Arrieta or Csu went for the steal. Doesn't get it. Into the corner. McDonald with it. Now out top to Barnes. Barnes to McHenry. Lob it inside. Turning. Going up. Left-hand hook shot partially deflected by Rohr. Missed by McDonald. Rebound to Piper. Outlet pass to Arrieta. Arrieta on the left wing. Goes right side to Anderson. Anderson down to Hine. Nice dish to Rohr. Goes up with the right-hand hook. Missed it, though. Point-blank range. Couldn't get it to drop. And the rebound to Broyles. Across the timeline, Barnes. Barnes on the left wing. Hands it off. Outside to Broyles. Broyles cut off. Now they work the ball around the perimeter. Barnes with it. Dribbles around the screen. Launches the 3-pointer. Off the iron, no good. Rebound to Piper. Outlet pass to Arrieta. Arrieta now will race it across the timeline. Dribbles inside. Is bump. Whistle foul on Adams State. A blocking foul. Now on Ariana Barnes. That's her second. Thunderwolves ball on the sideline here. We're a minute into the second half. Thunderwolves lead at 25-23. Arrieta up top to Piper. Left side. Csu on the wing. Skips it cross court. Arrieta now skips it right back to Anderson. Pulls up on the baseline. Gives it off to Rohr. Hounded outside Arrieta. Can't get the shot off. 13 on the shot clock. Now to Rohr at the free throw line. Dishes underneath the Hine. Goes up in traffic and banks it in. Lauren Hine with 4. Thunderwolves with the first bucket here of the second half. They lead at 27-23. Barnes will bring it across the timeline. Dribbles to the left wing, and that's going to be a foul on Csu Anderson with the forearm. It's her first team foul of the second half on the Thunderwolves. Adams State ball. They inbounded onto the wing. Broyles with it, down on the block. Now they come back outside to Barnes. Doesn't take the 3. Gives it up top to McHenry. Onto the right side. Now down into the corner to McDonald. She skips it cross court up top. Faking the 3-pointer. Broyles drives into the paint. Down the lane, running right-hander good. Broyles with 4. 27-25. Thunderwolves lead is 2. Arrieta brings it across the timeline. Dribbles to the top of the key. Gives it to Hine outside to Piper. Down low to Rohr on the block. Fakes. Goes up in traffic. Missed the short shot from about 5 feet. And the rebound on the other side by Deanna Barnes. She brings it across the timeline. Ball poked away from behind. Goes right to Rohr in the lane. Give the credit for the steal to Csu. Arrieta now with it. Brings it across the timeline. Fires it ahead to Piper. She's open. 3-ball on the way. Off the back iron. No good. Csu with a rebound on the backside. Up top, Arrieta will launch a 3-pointer. It's short. And rebound loose in the lane. Csu has it. Fires it outside to Arrieta. Now right side to Piper. Won't take the 3 this time. Now to Arrieta. Feeds it to Rohr. Lunches it underneath to Hine. Wheels. Hands the ball off to Piper. Piper goes up in the lane. Foul. Thunderwolves staying with it there. Thought they were going to get caught for a 3-second violation. But the passes came fast and in a hurry. And it'll send Piper to the free throw line to shoot a pair. 3 of 6 in the first half from the free throw line. Foul is called on McDonald. That is her 3rd. First toss is good. Hear the twine snap there. The microphones on the rim here. Paul Richards, our friend from KSPK down here in Alamosa. It's one of their new twists this year. Heard that one clank the rim, but it falls through there. Piper will come out for a quick blow. And Mariana Lambert in now for the Thunderwolves. Thunderwolves lead it 29-25. Their biggest lead of the game was 10. But right after they got the 10-point lead, they gave up a 10-0 run by Adams State. Here is McHenry. Brings it across the timeline. Oh, what a screen set out front. Offensive foul called on Jeanette Brown as she said now they changed the call. They're going to call the foul on Arietta running into the screen. She took the brunt of the punishment. That's her fourth. So now Patterson going to come into the ball game. She's going to have to play some extended minutes here. Inbounds pass to McHenry. Henry way outside. Hands the ball right side to Brown. Brown dribbles the ball right off her foot. It's loose in the paint. They dive for it. Jump ball. It'll belong to Adams State on the alternating possession. It'll be McHenry triggering it in on the baseline. They lob it inside. Brown wheels, goes up. Shot blocked by Rohr. Rebound to Hine. Outlet pass to Patterson. She'll bring it across the timeline. Dribbles to the right wing. Now moves in. Hands it outside to Lambert. Lambert now to Patterson. Patterson right side to Lambert. Lambert to Patterson. She moves in to the free throw line. Pulls up. Goes outside. Lambert's open for three. It's good. Ariana Lambert with her first bucket of the game. 32-25. Thunderwolves lead it by 7. Pressure in the backcourt. They knock it loose, but it's tracked down by Broyles. Gets it back now to McHenry. She'll bring it across the timeline for the Grizzlies. Dribbles to the left corner of the key. Cut off. Goes into the corner. Marshall drives into the paint. Shot blocked by Hine, and she takes it right away to Patterson. Ahead of the field is Csu. In from the left. Layup. Good. 5 points for Anderson. Give the assist to Patterson. It was a beauty. 34-25. Thunderwolves keep the pressure on. They're up by 9 now. Here's Cleveland in the backcourt. Gets it ahead to Brown. Brown turns with it. Timeout taken by the Grizzlies. 5:46 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 34-25. It's a 1-minute timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo. Welcome back to Plachy Hall here in Alamosa, campus of Adams State University. Take a little tour around the RMAC right now. Carter Christian late fourth quarter. They lead Western New Mexico 78-63. Fort Lewis, tomorrow night's opponent, leads Western State. Third quarter score there, 50-32. Chadron State on top of UCCS in the third quarter, 46-40. That's all we have for you right now. See if Adams State can respond after this timeout. Here's Brown. She walked, no call, and flips it in from the paint. Look the other way, guys, in the stripes. Just look the other way. Nothing to see here. 34-27. Thunderwolves by 7. Lambert in the corner. Back to Patterson. Fakes the three. Drives into the paint. Cut off outside Lambert. Now goes to the baseline. Return feed to Lambert. Cut off. Goes outside. Corner shot by Csu. In and out. No good. And the rebound for Barnes. Barnes now will bring it across the timeline. Csu went for the steal. Doesn't get it. Cleveland now in the corner with it. Gets rid of it to Brown. Right on the right sideline here. Now a couple of dribbles. Goes outside with it. Now flips it onto the left wing to Marshall. Marshall into the corner to Cleveland. Drives baseline. Cut off by Rohr. Back to Marshall. Jumper on the way. In and out. No good. Rebound to Rohr. Outlet pass to Patterson. Patterson now will bring it across the timeline to the free throw line. Cut off there. Steps back. Won't take the jumper. Goes to Csu. Feeds it inside to Rohr in the paint. Goes outside. Lambert's wide open. Three-pointer on the way. Off the back iron. No good. Rebound to Csu on the baseline. Goes up in the lane and flips it in and is fouled. Csu Anderson that time electing not to pass it back outside. Took the shot, drew the foul, and deposited the ball in the bucket. Timeout on the court. 4:30 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 36-27. It's a 1-minute timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo. 36-27. Thunderwolves on top by 9. Csu at the free throw line to try to complete the three-point play. On the year, 78% free throw shooter. And the free throw's good. Csu Anderson with 8. The thing about Csu Anderson, she can struggle for a while in a ball game and then all of a sudden put 10 points up in about a 2-minute span. Here's a feed up ahead, driving the length of the court. Barnes missed the layup as the shot was blocked by Rohr. Outlet pass to Anderson. She brings it across the timeline. Hounded in the forecourt, but gets away. Feeds it ahead to Lambert. Lambert back to Csu. Now to Rohr. Free throw line left side to Johnson. Down low to Hine. Back pass to Rohr. She's open in the paint. Missed another one from close in range. And the rebound to Barnes. Down low. Shot up by Brown. Missed it short. Goes up. Shot blocked by Rohr, but a whistle and a foul this time on Molly Rohr. So Brown to shoot a pair. She's a 62% free throw shooter. As a team, Adams State, they shoot 65% from the line. Free throw snaps the twines. 37-28. She'll have one more. Marshall back in the ball game now. McDonald out. Jeanette Brown runs to the bench. She got rid of something. I don't know what it was. Now she's back to the free throw line, ready to go. Spins it up, then in. 37-29. Adams State hoping history repeats itself. After they fell behind by 10 in the first half, they came back with a 10-0 run. Here's the ball in the corner. Lambert. Csu fakes the three. Drives into the paint. Down the lane. Goes up. Drew the foul. Walking foul on Adams State. Csu a little shaken up on the play here. She's got a big smile on her face and is kind of laughing. Well, it's because her hair tie came out. Well, you know what a crisis that could be. Free throw or foul on Brown, so it'll be 2 free throws for Csu Anderson. First one up and good. See if Csu can prove the value here of our rim mic here. Well, it was a big clang, but it dropped through there. 10 points for Anderson, 39-29. Pressure in the backcourt. Oh, Hine almost had the steal. Marshall gets it, hands it off now to McHenry. She'll bring it across the timeline. Onto the right wing, palm the ball, no call. Usually you get one of those a game. It's usually against the road team, though. And a foul on the baseline on Jasmine Johnson. First foul on Jasmine. Patterson back in. Jasmine come out. She has the right thigh and knee area pretty heavily taped tonight. Inbounds pass wide open. Layup good by Jeanette Brown. She has 14. She's the leading scorer in the ball game here. Here's Rohr. Has the ball deflected, but it comes right to Hine. Need to find a guard. They do. Csu on the right wing. Drives into the paint. Goes to the baseline. Rohr's open. 15-footer up and good. Molly Rohr that time a little bit more where she likes it. And hit it, 41-31. They break the press. Here's Brown in from the right. Cut off by Csu as she raced back into the forecourt to cut her off. On the left line, Marshall for a 2-point jumper is good. Marshall with 4, 41-33. Trading hoops here in the last couple of possessions. Csu gets rid of it to Hine. Ahead now to Lambert. Lambert now to Patterson. Patterson. And there's double dribble to call. That was kind of like a palm there. I tell you, they're going to call it once a game. They just ignored it here on the other end by Adams State, but then as soon as Patterson did it, it's like their eyes said, you know what, we didn't call it the last time, but we have to remember the know your geography theory and call it on the Thunderwolves. McHenry with it. Goes on to the right side to Marshall. Marshall fakes, goes up top. Now they go left side. Down into the corner to Cleveland. Down low to Brown. Wheels, goes up. Missed it. Late whistle foul on the Thunderwolves. Foul called on Molly Rohr. So to the free throw line goes Jeanette Brown. She is 6 for 6 from the line tonight. Free throw up. Swish. She'll have one more. Junior out of 29 Palms, California. She hits the second. 41-35. Pressure in the backcourt. Foul called on Adams State. That puts them over the limit. So that means it'll be free throws for the Thunderwolves down here on the other end. It'll be Shannon Patterson who'll walk down to the other end. She finally got out the schneid for the year. After missing her first 7 free throws of the year, hit one late in the first quarter. She'll be shooting a pair here. Sophomore out of Pueblo South. Swish. Isn't that the way it goes? She finally had that pressure taken off of finally hitting one. And that one, there was no doubt about it. She'll have one more. Swish again. Patterson with 3, playing extended minutes here. D'Arietta on the bench with 4 fouls. Moore into the ball game along with Beagley. And the 2 freshmen come out, Rohr and Hine. Pressure in the backcourt here by the Thunderwolves. Well, they set another big-time screen, and Csu, no communication there by the Thunderwolves telling somebody a screener's coming, and Csu just blasts right in to Jeanette Brown. She's paying a heck of a price for setting the screens, but, hey, she'll go to the free throw line and enjoy it. Jim Turgeon yelling at his ball club. You got to talk a little bit out there. Oh, Brown. We'll try it again, folks. 8 for 8 from the free throw line tonight. It doesn't work when you want it to, folks. That's the other cardinal rule of broadcasting free throw jinxing. Second toss. Swish. 18 points for Jeanette Brown. 10 of them here in the third quarter, single-handedly keeping Adams State in the game. They're back within 6 here, 43-37. Here's Lambert in the backcourt, feeds it off to Patterson. She'll bring it across the timeline, fires it ahead to Beagley. In from the right, cut off, goes outside. Lambert's open, three-pointer on the way, short. Rebound on the baseline, batted out of bounds by Moore. It will belong to Adams State. Can't be upset with that shot selection. That's the one we want Mariana to take more of. Just a hair off on that one. Here's McHenry bringing it across the timeline. Adams State could get it within 4, perhaps 3 on this trip. Brown thought about the 3, drives it into the paint, cut off, goes to the baseline, can't get the shot off, goes to Cleveland. She drives the baseline, goes up, shot blocked by Beagley, and the rebound to Lambert. Outlet pass to Patterson. 1.5 minutes to go here, third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it by 6. Beagley right side to Lambert. Up top to Patterson. Patterson starts a drive, down the lane, goes up with the left hand and lays it in. Shannon Patterson with 5. 45-37. Pressure in the forecourt. Ball's knocked loose, but it's regained by McHenry. She's open. 10-footer short. Beagley with a rebound. Hands it off to Patterson. Patterson pushes the pace. Brings it across the timeline. Dribbles to the top of the key. Goes left side to Lambert. Lambert looking for more on the block. Can't find her. Goes to Csu on the right wing across the top. Now back to Lambert left side. Fakes, drives the baseline. Goes underneath the basket. Out the other end. Outside. Csu's wide open. Jumper on the way. Air ball. Csu out of the ball game. She's a bit gassed right now, playing hard on the defensive end. Hyper comes in for her. Csu a little perplexed, a little mad at herself here for being so off with that shot. Jim Turgeon trying to encourage her on the bench, and it's all right. Come on. Stay with me. Stay in it here. They break the pressure. They get it ahead to Brown. Brown has the ball knocked away from behind by Patterson. Good alert play there as Brown was about ready to take it up over Beagley. 42 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead it by 8. Ball inbounded, comes way outside. Lobbed inside to Brown. Wheels, goes up with the left hand and lays it in. Brown has 20 points. Her teammates love it on the bench over there. 45-39. Here's Lambert on the right wing. Gives it off to Patterson. Kind of a zone trap being played here. Here's Lambert on the right wing. Now to Patterson. Thought about the three. Drives into the paint outside. Piper's wide open. She'll take the three. In and out. Heartbreaker there. Rebound to Lambert, and she dribbles it out of there. Thunderbolts can go for the last shot. They go instead underneath. Moore missed the layup. Rebound to Beagley. She dribbles it out of there. Outside to Piper. Up top, Patterson for three. It's on the way. It's good. Shannon Patterson with 8. 1 second to go, and that will do it. Shannon Patterson with a great end of the third quarter for the Thunderwolves. Gives the Pack a 9-point lead as we head to the fourth quarter. CSU Pueblo 48, Adams State 39. 1 minute timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo. .39. Thunderwolves take a 9-point lead here to the fourth quarter. It's the game Grizzlies here tonight. They're playing hard. Shannon Patterson there. 7 points in the quarter for the Thunderwolves. Pressed into extra play here tonight with the foul troubles for Dee Arrieta. Dee still on the bench here. As we head to the fourth quarter, Thunderwolves get the ball first. You get the lead to double figures here. Here's Csu driving in the paint. She's tripped and fouled. Hard foul there by Sydney McHenry. Just stuck her knee out. Kind of like you'd see in hockey. And ball stolen away by the Grizzlies in the forecourt. Long feed up ahead. Piper goes for the steal. Can't quite secure it. Driving the baseline. Shot on the way. Short. Rebound to Patterson underneath for the Thunderwolves. She wheels and brings it out of there herself. Across the timeline. In from the right. Goes into the corner. Wide open. Csu fakes. Drives baseline. Pulls up 15-footer. In and out and in again. Csu has 12. 50-39. Biggest lead of the night now for the Thunderwolves. They lead it by 11. Drive of the baseline. Foul on the Thunderwolves. Foul called on Patterson, so that'll be free throws upcoming here for Ariana Barnes. She's failed to score so far in this game tonight. On the year, 60% from the free throw line, and she hits the first. Cuts the lead to 10. It's 50-40. One more for the freshman out of Gilbert, Arizona. 50-41. Here's Beagley in the backcourt. Gets it ahead to Patterson. They face this full court pressure. Anderson breaks it. Gets it to Moore. 3-on-1 if they hustle, but they get back. Patterson. Top of the key. Goes left side to Piper. Piper skips it cross court. Anderson wide open. Three-pointer on the way. Way short. Long rebound. Csu chases it down. Gets it outside to Patterson. Right side to Piper. Piper holds it. Now to Patterson. Down low to Beagley. Into the corner. Piper's open. She'll try the three. It's good. Ashley Piper from downtown has 11. Thunderwolves' biggest lead of the night. They lead it by 12. 53-41. Here's McHenry. Dribbling to the free throw line. Cut off. Goes outside with it to Barnes. Barnes drives the baseline, cut off there, goes up top, and Brown fakes the three, steps back, won't take the three again, then throws the ball away. Probably should have launched the three-pointer. Ball ended up right in the hands of Larry Joe Hunt, and he treats it like a discus and almost went into his whirling move like he was going to throw the discus there. Then hands it to the official. Inbounds pass to Patterson. She'll bring it across the timeline for the Pack. Goes to Hine. Free throw line jumper on the way, and it's good. They left Hine wide open. Said, why not? 55-41. Thunderwolves by 14. Here is Barnes. She'll bring it across the timeline. Pounded from behind. Gets rid of it. Gets it to McHenry. McHenry, they chase after her. She gets rid of it. Now to Brown. Dives into the paint. Ball knocked away by Csu. Ahead. Actually, it's by Patterson to Csu. And the ball knocked away out of bounds. It'll belong to the Thunderwolves. Patterson with her best game of the year tonight by far for the Thunderwolves. 7:45 to go here. Fourth quarter timeout taken. Thunderwolves lead it 55-41. It is a 1 minute timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo. 55-41. Thunderwolves lead it by 14. Well, we had a little hockey talk there earlier. Avs and the Red Wings are tied at 1 apiece late in the second period. Wings are currently on the power play, though. Avalanche had a 1-0 lead, a goal by Duchesne. But Jonathan Erickson tied it for the Red Wings, 4:09 into the second period. Of course, the Red Wings and Avalanche in action 2 weeks from tomorrow night in the Stadium Series in the NHL. A game going to be played at Coors Field. Just as much interest, perhaps, in the alumni game to be played 2 weeks from tonight. Inbounds pass to Patterson. Drives in, cut off. Looks down low, lobs it into Moore. Moore outside. Hine fakes the three-pointer. Drives into the paint, running left-hander up and in. Lauren Hine with a beautiful move. She has 8. 57-41. Thunderwolves by 16. Here's Barnes bringing it across the timeline. And dribbles the ball off her foot. It's loose on the deck. They tie things up. Alternating possession belongs to Adams State. Arrieta going to check back into the game here with those 4 fouls. Csu Anderson comes out. Csu with 12 points tonight. 9 of them here in the second half. Here's Barnes onto the right wing. Lauren McDonald with it. Now outside. Broyles gives it off. McHenry thought about the 3. Steps back now. Will fire the 3. No good. Rebound to Angie Moore. Outlet pass to Patterson. Patterson across the timeline. Dribbles in front of the Thunderwolves bench. Hands it off to Piper. Goes cross court to Arrieta. Up top to Piper. Goes underneath. Oh, ball just a little late getting there. Trying to get Hine underneath. It was deflected at the last minute. And stolen away by the Grizzlies. Across the timeline comes McHenry. Now goes to the high post. With the ball there, McDonald turns and hits. Lauren McDonald, her first bucket of the game. 57-43. That stops a 7-0 run by the Thunderwolves. Patterson along the left side, dribbles underneath the basket, goes into the corner. Piper's wide open. 3 ball on the way, short. Planks off the rim, and the rebound to McHenry. McHenry now across the timeline. Fires it ahead into the corner to Brown. Won't take the 3, though. Now she will jack it up. Left it short. Rebound to Patterson. She wheels and brings it out of there. Across the timeline. Some tired players out there on the court right now. Patterson in from the left. Left it short. Gets her own rebound. Goes outside to Piper. Piper skips it way up top to Arrieta. And Arrieta now will run the show. Left side to Piper. Looks down low. Hines open on the baseline. Skips it in the lane to Moore. Fakes the free throw line jumper. Now pulls up from 10. Missed it off the back iron. No good. Piper goes with the rebound. Has the shot blocked. Hine has it on the baseline. Feeds it to Patterson. And they'll reset here. Up top now to Arrieta. Arrieta goes left wing to Piper. Piper holds it there. Skips across court. Ball deflected out of bounds. Jim Turgeon not real happy with that pass. Just a little lazy flip across the top of the zone there. Piper and Moore out. Rohr comes back in along with Csu. Inbounded to Patterson. 5.5 to go here. Fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead it by 14. Feed inside to Rohr into the corner to Hine. Outside Arrieta's open for 3. It's good. Arrieta with her second bucket of the night. She has 6. 60-43. Thunderwolves by 17. That is their biggest lead of the game. Here's McHenry down on the block. Turning. Shot blocked by Rohr. Comes outside. Csu has it. Outlet pass to Patterson. Patterson will bring it across the timeline. Goes up top to Csu. Now underneath. Wide open Rohr. And she missed the banker. Was too wide open that time. Plus it was with her right hand. She's better with the left hand, folks, even though she's a right-handed shooter. She spent so much time working on that left hand, she's become better at it. Here is Jeanette Brown. Feeds it up top. Here's a jumper by McDonald off the back iron. No good. Arrieta in the land of the tall trees gets the rebound. Tied up. Alternating possession belongs to the Thunderwolves. Arrieta. Imagine what kind of rebounder she would be if, say, she was 5'10". I mean, she's amazing at all the rebounds she gets to. She's at the top of the key now with it. Goes up top to Patterson. To Hine in the corner. Up top to Arrieta. Working the ball around the perimeter. Back to Patterson. Into the corner to Hine. She's going to launch a 3-ball. Short. And the rebound to Brown. Hands the ball off to McHenry. McHenry fires it ahead into the corner to Broyles. Fakes the jumper, now steps back and will take it and hits. Broyles with 6, 60-45. Thunderbolts lead is 15. 1:04 to go now here in the fourth quarter. Patterson into the corner to Csu. Dribbles out of trouble. Goes down low to Rohr on the baseline. Feeds it to Hine. Down the lane. Layup good. Lauren Hine with 10. 62-45. Thunderbolts by 17. Here's McHenry. Way outside with it. Hands the ball off to Cleveland. Into the corner. Holding the ball there. Now dribbling out of trouble. Go up top with it to Broyles. Broyles back pass. Left side to Marshall. She's going to step back. Launch the 15-footer. Shoots an air ball. Rebound to Csu. Anderson brings it across the timeline. Fires it ahead for Patterson. It was a good idea. Just not quite enough air under the pass. Stolen away. Here comes McHenry. In from the left. Down the lane. Running right-hander. Good. Henry with 10. 62-47. Thunderbolts lead is 15. We're down to 3:05 to go here in the fourth quarter. Arrieta at the top of the key. Goes right side to Patterson. Into the corner to Rohr. Jumps it out top to Arrieta. She's open. Three-pointer on the way. In and out. No good. Long rebound. Comes outside. Csu commits the foul. Trying to rip the ball away from McHenry. Timeout on the court. 2:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderbolts lead at 62-47. It's a 1-minute timeout on Fox Sports Pueblo. 62-47. Thunderbolts on top. Quick inbounds pass and a quick foul on the Thunderbolts. So it'll be Adams State ball on the baseline. Ball inbounded into the corner. Now return feed inside. Turnaround by Marshall. No good. Rebound to Arrieta. To the head into the corner to Lambert. Back to Arrieta. Down to 2:25 to go here, fourth quarter. Arrieta thought about the three. Goes outside to Johnson. Jasmine back to Arrieta. Now to Piper. Fakes the 15-footer. Goes to Johnson. Drives the baseline. Nice dish to Beagley. Stripped of the ball, and it's knocked away out of bounds. It belonged to the Thunderbolts. 6 seconds on the shot clock here. Johnson to trigger it in on the... Nope, now they're going to switch off. They're going to have Arrieta trigger it in. Thunderbolts run their stack play on the right corner of the key. They go outside to Johnson. Fakes the 3. 4 on the shot clock. Gets it out to Lambert. Underneath, Beagley wide open. Layup good as the shot clock expires. Brilliant pass from Lambert. Beagley with her first bucket of the night. 64-47. Thunderbolts by 17. That matches their biggest lead of the game. Spin down the lane. Broyles goes up and missed it. Rebound. Cleveland has it on the baseline. Dribbles out of trouble. Into the corner. Piper hounding her there. Gives it off now outside to Barnes. Barnes lobs it inside to McHenry. Back into the corner. Cleveland. Quick fire 3. Swish. Cheyenne Cleveland with her second three-pointer of the night. Makes it 64-50. Thunderbolts lead is 14. Johnson, dangerous pass. Gets it to Beagley. Beagley wearing the mask again tonight. Remember she had that big-time bloody nose last week. Upside, here's Lambert. Now up top to Piper. Outside, Johnson's open. She'll launch the three-pointer. It's short. And the rebound to McHenry. Down to 1:10 to go. Long feet up ahead, right side. Here's Barnes driving the baseline. Layup good and a foul. It'll count. Foul on Arrieta, and that is her 5th. Or nope, I beg your pardon. They call it an offensive foul instead. Why did he ask if the basket went in then? Well, they're going to count the basket. They rarely do that anymore. They count the basket but call the offensive foul on Barnes. They never do that anymore. They just wave everything off. Here's Johnson on the right wing. Down low to Beagley. Ball knocked away, and it's out of bounds. It'll belong to the Thunderbolts. So it'll be Thunderbolts ball on the baseline. Johnson to trigger it in. Gets it in to Lambert. Lambert has it ball ripped free, and then she is fouled. That'll be team foul number 3 on the Grizzlies. We're down to 54 seconds to go here. Thunderbolts lead at 64-50. Stay with us for our post-game show. We're going to talk to Shannon Patterson tonight, our star of the game. might be saying why. She only had 8 points. Well, she did a lot more in this ball game than score. Had to run the show. Here's Johnson on the left wing. Down low to Beagley. Whacked at. Gets it outside to Vallejo, who's into the ball game. Up top now to Bobby. Into the corner. Lambert fakes the three-pointer. Drives in. Pulls up. Goes into the lane to Johnson. Goes down the lane. Right-hand scoop. Up and in. Tough shot for Jasmine Johnson, but she gets it to drop. She has 4. 66-50. Back the other way. Here pulling up in the lane. Broyles. 10-footer up and in. Broyles with 8 for the Grizzlies. 66-52. Shot clock is off. We're down to 22 seconds to go. Vallejo gets it across the timeline. Now holding it outside. Is it off to Lambert? Adams State continuing to play defense here. I don't know about fouling, but they're going to do it anyway. But that's only their 4th team foul. One of my pet peeves is teams that just pull off the last 20, 25 seconds, just stand around as the clock runs out. Keep playing to the buzzer. Even if you're not going for a shot, keep the passing going, keep playing defense. It's kind of like Adams State was doing, and now they're going to back off because we're down to 1 second, and that'll do it. Thunderwolves win it 66-52. Back with our post-game show. We'll talk to Jim Turgeon and Shannon Patterson. That all comes your way next. Thunderwolves basketball on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Plachy Hall here in Alamosa, Colorado on the campus of Adams State University. And joining us now, our star of the game, Shannon Patterson, the sophomore out of Pueblo South High School. 8 points, couple assists, 4 rebounds in the ball game. Good job tonight. You're pressed into action with the having to play the point guard with Dee being injured. Oh, yeah. Or not injured, in foul trouble.
Yeah.
Don't even scare everybody there with the injury rumor. But the ball game, the way it kind of unfolded, Adams State for some reason has your guys' number early on in the ball game. Talk about it.
I think everyone comes out to try and beat us every game. So our coach says that, and they always come out and play hard. They played us hard against at home. So I think that we knew what they were going to bring, but we just didn't come out and play like to our level. Well,
and you get pressed into action here tonight when Dee picked up the 3rd foul in the first half, playing extended minutes, and in particular there in the 3rd quarter when she got that 4th foul right away. You had to come out there and run the show, and acquitted yourself quite well there. 7 points in the quarter.
Yeah, I just had to keep my head. I knew that they were going to put pressure on me, and so that would leave open players. So I tried and find the open player and just like try and calm things down, I guess.
Well, Shannon, you know, we're one of your biggest fans up here. We want you to shoot the ball more.
I know.
When you're open, shoot that 3.
I know.
I know you're hesitating. You know your job as a point guard, but sometimes you got to pull that trigger. Is that something the coach is trying to stretch? Hey, you know, you and Mariana seem like you want to be so unselfish out there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people tell me to shoot the ball, but I don't know. I just feel like I need to distribute it, but I'll try and look for my shot more now, I guess.
Yeah, I'm ordering you around here. But I thought a cool thing, though, in the 3rd quarter, though, you did make the little runner.
Yeah.
And that fell through. It seemed like it gave you some confidence. Then you did launch the 3 and hit, and that kind of sparked the team right there. You got that late rush there at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I made the runner, so that gave me a little confidence, and shot the 3s, and I was feeling it a little bit, and then I guess, I don't know, I guess I was just feeling it a little bit.
All right, tell everybody in your hometown hello.
Hi!
Yeah, there you go. All right, there she is, the star of the game, Shannon Patterson. Back with more right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Plachy Hall. Thunderwolves win the ball game 66-52. And we'll go ahead and give you a little recap of the way the game went while we wait for Jim Turgeon to make his way on up. Thunderwolves opened up the game in a little bit of a hole. Down 6-3. They actually got the first bucket of the game, lead at 6-3, but then gave up 6 in a row. Then the Thunderwolves came back with 6 in a row of their own. We were tied at 9 apiece. Thunderwolves had a lead at the end of the first quarter, 11-9. Adams State continued to struggle. Thunderwolves scored the first 6 points of the second quarter, led at 17-9, pushed the lead to 10 at 23-13. But that's when Adams State scored 10 in a row to tie the game at 23 apiece. Thunderwolves eventually got a 2-point lead going in the locker room at 25-23. Kept the lead throughout. Started the second half on a pretty good run, 7-2 run to push the lead to 7 at 32-25. got the lead to 10, again at 37-27, again at 10 two more times. For Adams State, got it back to 6 at 41-35, again within 6 two more times. For the Thunderwolves, got a three-pointer to close out the third quarter to lead at 48-39, a three-pointer by Patterson. Thunderwolves then got the lead to 11 at 50-39, pushed the lead to 16 at 57-41, got the lead to 17 on 3 different occasions before closing it out, winning the ball game 66-52. Jim Turgeon has made his way in. We'll go ahead and get his headset here. We had to make a quick little change. Come over here, Jim. Slip that baby on there. I had to change headsets. Your little point guard there, Shannon Patterson, drenched. I mean, she came right up here. She worked hard tonight in the ball game. Come a little tighter. We got to look that tough. We want to see you. We want to see you there in the shot. Usually I'm trying to fight to get into these shots, but another game against Adams State here tonight. They seem to have your number early on in ball games.
They really do. I'm not sure. You know, we practice against the zone a lot, and we look like we don't know how to play basketball when we play against the zone. I guess if I was an opponent, I would play zone against us. But give Adams some credit. They had tremendous effort. They have all kinds of injuries. Could have quit and just gave up. You know, us coming in with one of the top-ranked teams in the conference, and they didn't. They played very well.
Well, you had to have some adversity tonight with D getting the foul trouble. I think the whole first half was probably one you'd like to forget. You had 13 turnovers, I think it was. They had 12. I mean, both teams kind of rubbing off on each other, it seemed like. D picking up her third foul. It kind of forced you into some circumstances you don't like to face.
Yeah, that's probably the worst we've played since after Christmas break. We had some of those games the first half before Christmas, but, you know, Shannon came through. Yeah. You know, D was in foul trouble, and Shannon did a really good job against that zone, got us in our stuff, played good defense. You know, she's capable of that. You know, the injuries the last 2 years have kind of kept her out of balance, and hopefully this will get her going strong for the rest of the year.
I think it's a case of confidence with her. I think if you can just get her some confidence, maybe a game like this will do her wonders, because she seems to avoid wanting to take the shot most of the time. She's a pretty good distributor, good hard defender, but you need a little bit more offense from her, and you got it there in the third quarter.
Absolutely. You know, until she made a free throw tonight, she's 0 for 7 for the year, and that's just confidence, because I think she's 4A player of the year, senior year, so it's not like she can't play. And so I think you hit it right on the head. It's confidence. But you know, that confidence comes from getting in the gym and doing the work, and I think she's doing that more now. And you know, there's the consequences. She's playing better. So I'm happy for her, and we definitely need her moving forward.
Well, maybe kind of a blessing in disguise. D not playing so many minutes tonight with a tough ball game tomorrow night. Good to get Shannon out there, but I think your entire bench got a lot of extended minutes in the ball game here tonight.
Yeah, I think so. You know, the first half I was just trying to find somebody that could not turn the ball over. Right. I mean, I tried everybody. We played 12 players first half, and I think just about everybody had a turnover. And I didn't want to play Lauren, but we had to.
Right. And she played well.
She played well, and I hope her back tomorrow morning is okay, because we definitely need her tomorrow, because that's going to be, you know, Fort Lewis really rebounds the ball, and we need Lauren for that.
All right, well, we'll look forward to that tomorrow. We'll let you rest on this for a little bit.
Okay.
Have some popcorn or
something,
something, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Head Coach Jim Turgeon back with more right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Plachy Hall. Thunderwolves win the ball game. Final score 66-52. Didn't deliver us a box up here, so we'll go with my scoring totals here for the Thunderwolves tonight. Balanced effort from everybody. Tule Sue Anderson ends up the leading scorer. She finishes with 12. Piper with 11. Hine with 10. Arietta had 6. Shannon Patterson, our star of the game, off the bench with 8. Molly Rohr with 10. Jasmine Johnson with 4. Maddie Beagley with 2. For Adams State tonight, Jeanette Brown finishes with 20, game-high score. McHenry had 10. Merschel with 4. Broyles with 8. Cleveland with 6. Barnes with 2. McDonald with 2 points. Thunderwolves win the ball game, 66-52. We'll come back in 2 minutes. We'll talk to Ralph Turner as we transition to our men's game coverage right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.